It is Monday, September 29th. We are here for another episode of the Sleepers Media Podcast. Hopefully, we are starting off your week right. If you have a little case of the Mondays, I am here with my good friend Tanner. Tanner, I can't start this episode without getting a little bit more of an insight on how a Monday for Tanner typically goes. Are we waking up ready to attack the week? Are we a little bit sluggish? Do we need an extra cup of coffee? I need a Monday rundown from you, and I need it ASAP.
For my day job, I'm a college sports editor with the Action Network. So I actually work Tuesday to Saturdays. And so Mondays are my Sunday where I lay around, do nothing. And usually I walk my dog. My dog, his name's Clifford. He's a half English setter, half golden retriever, and he's 2 years old. He has more energy than any dog I've ever met in my life. So I just take him for like a 2 hour walk and just get everything out of the way. And
Two
then
hours.
I do like, like dumb stuff, groceries, errands, stuff I need to handle. So,
You know what? Hand up accountability right here. Just the wrong question to ask when you don't work on Monday.
well,
That's
it's
but
kind of I
I
don't
would have known that though. I wouldn't have known that.
I I like it because normally my Sunday would be Sunday where I'd have to run all my errands and deal with all my shit before the week starts. But now I can just lay on my couch on Sunday and watch NFL football all day and then deal with everything on Monday. So it's actually a pretty decent schedule. I mean,
It,
I work my ass off on Saturdays because we do a lot of like it's called search engine optimization, like SEO work
yeah.
for our Saturday articles for college football. So I'm
Mhm.
like on like 9 to 11 on Saturdays and then I just gotta decompress. So
Yeah.
it's worth it though.
I respect it. I don't know if you were in the Discord when this discussion took place, but it did take the Discord by storm with a lot of the different sides of this being a large contingent of Purdue fans said that the week starts on Sunday, not the week starts on Monday. As far as like when someone says, "Oh, we're starting the week," they actually start it on Sunday instead of the week starting on Monday. Any thoughts on
Well,
that? I mean, for
it's
you.
the thing is it's called the weekend for a reason. It's the
It,
end of the week. So not to piss off our Purdue fans even more. I know they already. I do want to mention all the Purdue hate that I've gotten from our loyal fans. Keep it coming. I will be. You can hate me as much as you want. I will stand on business. In fact, I would like to think about a potential wager that me and the Sleepers Purdue fan base could make. Like if they don't live up to some kind of expectation, I have to go to a Purdue game wearing like a I Heart Matt Painter shirt or something.
I need
My realistic expectations for Purdue, they're by far and away the best offensive team in my preseason model. I think the defense is going to be a lot worse than is projected and people think. And I think that ultimately, I don't think they're a Final Four team. I'm going to say that. And I am I kind of like UCLA in the Big Ten. So if Purdue fans want to do something like, like if Purdue doesn't win the Big Ten, like then I get to claim victory, or if they do win the Big Ten, then I got to do something stupid. So any thoughts on that? Drop them in the comments. I'm willing to stand on business here with my Purdue hate.
one thing that this Discord that we are blessed to have can do is come up with punishments and or
Oh yeah,
bets. So
yeah.
they definitely will have something for you. So make sure you drop that in the comments on this video or drop it in the Discord by joining the Discord, by the way. But we're not going to jump to that yet because first and foremost, we have a YouTube comment of the day. And this one comes from our college basketball stock risers video where I made a statement saying that I decided to buy in and say that Jack Benter is going to make an impact and be a stock riser. Uh, Tanner, I ask you this. Are you a Jack Benter truther? Do you know who Jack Benter is?
Purdue guard?
He's a Purdue. Well, according to Matt Painter, he's a Purdue everything. He's a Purdue unicorn. He's a 6'6" unicorn.
See a Frosh?
He's a redshirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman. I've heard of the name. I actually have not watched any tape on him or anything.
Well, you shouldn't because listen, if Purdue plays as well as I think they should this year, Jack Benter, I think, should play 5 minutes a game max. And that's
And
actually
that might be why I have not done a deep dive on him yet.
exactly. But if you tune in to any Purdue coverage, they talk to ends and lengths about how great Jack Benter is going to be this year for their team. But with that said, I mentioned the Discord. I need everybody to join the Discord. The Discord is $9.99 a month. This is a very Discord centric episode. I think for the last segment today, we are going to do a voice note mailbag situation. You could participate in that if you want. We might keep that format going forward for Monday episodes. If you are able to get into the Discord, drop a voice note for the mailbag. So not to spoil it, but we will be doing that at the end of this episode. But being a part of the Discord, you get your comments read every single day on the show. We'll start today with War Chant, who says, I'm scared for the Tigers fans. I believe the Tigers need 3 out of 4, otherwise destiny not in their own hands if they don't win 3. Nobody's rooting for the Astros. Keep them out of the playoffs, please.
This is Detroit Tigers, right?
Yes.
I am a Red Sox fan, and I need one game this weekend for us to clinch. So, and I'm actually sad about the Tigers because my late grandfather, who passed away this past just last year, he pitched for the Tigers and was a
What?
super fan his entire life. And right as he passed away, the Tigers went on that crazy run last year to make the playoffs and then had an amazing year. I know he's just rolling in his grave right now at this ridiculous collapse.
Just
But unfortunately, I will be rooting against them this weekend because I want to play the Yankees in the first round.
You know what? I'm on here. I'm rooting against the Tigers too. I don't even want to see this team in the playoffs. It's a group of losers. I can't get behind them. They're not fun. So I don't even want to see them. I started locking in on them a little bit ago and they just started stinking it up. Honestly, probably my fault they went on this losing streak. I'll own that. But yeah, I don't even want to see this team in the playoffs. So
The
do what you gotta do.
the most interesting thing right now is the Scooble versus Crochet AL Cy Young debate. I think I'd still give it to Scooble, but Crochet had an amazing final start of the season the other night, and Scooble kind of like dicked around, I think, in a loss to Cleveland. So I
Yeah.
think it's I think it's close.
Yeah. Future LA Dodger or Yankee or whatever he wants to be. I'll miss you, Scooble. War Chant once again. Do the Illini have any chance against USC on Saturday?
Is it at USC?
It's at Illinois.
It's at Illinois.
At Illinois at noon, which body clock 9 a.m.
Yeah, and
USC time.
USC hasn't really played anybody. Could be a good bounce back spot for Illinois. Well, I'm a USC I'm high on USC. I
Mm,
think their offense has dominated, but even if you adjust for like schedule, they've looked amazing. Like Maeva's looked awesome. Everything seems to be clicking. I think the defense is starting to get there. I like their defensive coordinator. And I'm low on Illinois compared to the market. I think they're a little bit overvalued, a little bit overhyped. But they're also catching nearly a touchdown at home. So my answer is that they have a chance. I bet this would be I feel like this is going to be a back and forth shootout game, you know, decided by whoever has the ball last.
yeah, I think they for sure have a chance. Look, I saw USC in person last weekend against my Michigan State Spartans. That offense is nice, and they got some pieces on defense as well, I must say. But the Illinois is in a bounce back spot. I still think that's
Yeah.
a solid football team. So we'll see what it looks like. But
And
I think they have a chance.
they played a lot better than the final score indicated against Indiana. I mean, I think like if you look at the box score, it wasn't a 50-point difference.
Right.
Like so
Man,
they should see some positive regression, I would think.
man, them boys got whooped.
Oh, whew.
Let's see here. We got Manovich, who has a picture of Andrei Stojakovic. It looks like I believe it's called a hyperbolic chamber, is what that is. And he says thoughts.
Wait. Is it in the Discord?
Yeah, it's in the Discord. It's literally a picture that says Daily Remedies is Andrei Stojakovic, and I'm pretty sure he's in a hyperbolic chamber with 2 thumbs up.
What channel is it
The
on?
comments. I think I'm a hyperbolic chamber.
The odds? What am I supposed to have thoughts about
Yeah,
this?
what are your thoughts on this?
Um, looks like he's ready to go on like an Apollo 11 mission or something.
Right. My thoughts
Yeah,
on my thoughts on
he's
this
ready.
are get on if this gets you on the court faster, then do that. Please
I have some thoughts for Stojakovic later in the show, actually.
do you.
Yes.
Okay, love it.
I'm a fan. I like him a lot.
Me as do I, to be honest with you. War chant. Gangster move by Sleeve to have his lady do his voice note. We are playing checkers while Sleeve is playing chess. See,
I don't know. I thought that might have been AI.
I didn't listen to
I
the
don't know.
voicemails.
I don't know. Could have been AI.
Oh, well, everything is AI nowadays. Aiden says, "What is one hot take you guys have for a college football game this weekend?"
Oh. Oh, Arizona beats Iowa State.
Is that
That's my
at
hot take.
Iowa State?
That is at Arizona, I believe.
At Arizona? Okay.
I think that no, it's at Iowa State. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's at Iowa State, but I still think Arizona wins because Iowa State's wins keep looking worse day by day.
Hmm.
Like, hang on. Let me look through their schedule here. They beat Arkansas State by one possession.
Hmm.
They beat Iowa by three, who has not been able to throw the ball. They allowed 6 yards per play to South Dakota, and they beat Kansas State by three, lost the yards per play battle. And then Kansas State went and looked terrible against their next two opponents, including losing to Army. And I don't know. I mean, Arizona, I think they're 3-0. Might be 4-0.
They might be,
Um,
yeah, because they beat Kansas State. They
Weber and Hawaii.
beat Weber in Hawaii. Yeah.
I think the defense looks a lot better. And Fafita is just a guy that you can trust with the ball. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't turn it over, and he's like pretty reliable as a quarterback. So I think Arizona goes into Ames and wins.
Ooh, that's a big one. Probably Oregon beats Penn State on the road.
I'm on Penn State in that game personally, but I do like where you're coming from.
Listen, I just James Franklin being 4-20 against AP top 10 opponents and Drew Aller being the quarterback. I'm out on it. And yeah, I'm thinking Dante Moore announced to the scene type situation going into the one thing that Penn State has, that whiteout environment is insane. Like if Oregon wins that game, it'll be one of the more impressive wins. Less of a hot take, but I will be playing it. I think UCF beats Kansas State as well. I just think Kansas
Okay.
State's a dead football team.
Yep.
Crazy that UCF's getting 6 points in that game, in my opinion. And Taven Jackson, who's the Indiana transfer, he's kind of fun as like a
Yeah.
dual threat quarterback,
Mhm.
brother of Trace Jackson Davis. So I'll go ahead and
Cool.
get in on
I
that.
didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
you know what they call Coach Franklin, right?
What'd you say?
You know what they call Coach Franklin, right?
What do they call him?
Small game James, baby. Small game James.
Small game James. He knows how to do it, man. Last one of the day, Zaboombafu says, "What color would you bet the team who wins the Natty is?" What
Whoa.
what color?
Like jersey color or logo color.
Probably jersey color, I would assume. I feel like we got to play the odds here. If we
Um,
pick blue, we can get Duke, we can get BYU. If we do red, we could get Texas Tech, we could get Arizona, we could get
Louisville.
Houston, Louisville. I think it'd be red.
Yeah, red with Houston. Yeah.
But
I mean, you can't. What color is Purdue?
black,
Are they black?
yeah, black and gold.
I don't think. Are there any other good black and gold teams? There's like Army and like
Yeah,
UCF.
I don't
Yeah,
even.
you gotta go. You have to go red.
Gotta go by the
You have to
odds.
play the
I go
odds. Yeah.
red. I think red's the way to go there. That does it for the Discord comments today. Appreciate everyone in the Discord. Great week in the Discord, by the way. Like I said, join the Discord, $9.99 a month. The link is in the description of Sleepers Media Twitter bio. Get your comments read every single day. A lot of good things going on there. College basketball season is quickly approaching. Without further ado, let's get to the show.
Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks, and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California too? Like, I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion.
Topic number one today was brought to you by Tanner himself, who approached me with this idea, and I thought it's just about as fitting could get. With the rumors that Bruce Pearl will be running for office at a certain extent, which he denied, by the way, which I don't believe. He's going to find his way to run for it somehow, running for the Senate, something like that. We wanted to do a snake draft on the four coaches that we would want to run for office. Now, Tanner, this was your idea, so I would love you to lay out the parameters of this snake draft, if you will.
Yeah, I came up with this idea for no particular reason at all. Nothing, just kind of came to me in a dream. But yeah, coaches you would most want to vote for, like in your state Senate race or like for your congressman or something like that. And for me, parameter wise, I was thinking like guys who are reliable, non-controversial, have been with their program for a long time, so they're loyal. They have consistently kept their programs above water, so they are like dependable, good at organizational skills and management, and can appeal to a wide range of voters. As such, I was looking for guys like swing state guys. I wanted to avoid coastal elites. I ended up settling on a few of those more than I wanted to, but I still think they are worth very valid consideration. I also Googled every single coach I thought of with coach name controversy to make sure that their rap sheet was clean before I brought them in here. So that was kind of my parameters, just like guys, just good guys that you want to I don't know, grab a beer with, like trust with your local policy makers, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Good stuff on it. See, I went with that kind of same thing there, but also I'm trying to get somebody that will inspire the people. You
Mm.
got to be somewhat of a salesman, I think, to inspire the
Good
people.
public speaker.
Good public speaker, good stature about you, demands it. Not maybe afraid to get into the mud a little bit, which I think brings me to this. I will be having the first pick in this snake draft that was discussed offline with Tanner. And with the first selection of the 2025, I want this coach to run for office draft. I'm going to select Pat Kelsey from Louisville.
Ah, I like it.
Listen, he's the greatest marketer and salesman in college basketball currently, in my opinion. Also, got a little bit of a mean streak to him. Mark Pope found out about that. He showed up late to recruit Tay Kenny. He caught the hands. Somewhat. He didn't catch the hands. It was a little bit of a squabble argument. Who really cares about that? But I need someone that is engaging with the people. I think he's going to be at Louisville for a long time. I think that, he's got the demeanor to him. He's got the spunk. I take Pat Kelsey with my first pick in the office draft.
I also like that he wears glasses sometimes. Seems like an intelligent guy.
Need it.
Good looking younger guy could definitely appeal. You can put him on the TV. Yeah, no, I like the pick a lot. And you know what? I had him on my short list, but I ultimately left him off for my four
Is that a
guys.
height pun by any chance?
Sorry?
Was that a height pun by you with you had Pat Kelsey?
No, it wasn't, but that would be funny.
Okay.
All
You're
right.
up.
Is it my pick?
It is your pick.
This is going to be a shocker, but I think it's the surefire number one coach in the nation that I would pick to run for office. Greg Campy of the Oakland Golden Grizzlies.
What?
First of all, listen to my argument. Listen to my argument. First of all, extra points for being a swing state guy. Also, like a blue collar dude. Oakland is basically a suburb of Detroit. He's been with Oakland since 1999, and he re-signed another contract recently. He is loyal to the soil. He runs really fun offensive sets. I love the floppy sets that he runs. Maybe a bit of a hothead, but I think he seems like such a likable dude. Got a bit of like a silver fox thing going on too. Killer smile. Totally a guy I would want to get a beer with. Also, listen to this. He played football at Bowling Green, where he played kicker, punter, and cornerback. That's a glue guy team player. In a game against Southern Miss in 1975, Campy broke the MAC record for average yards per punt with 58. He booted a 77-yard punt in that game in 1975. This is a cool dude. He studied journalism and business at Bowling Green, which is what I studied, which means he's informed about current issues, yet could still be good with the economy. Will definitely appeal to all voters, all, types. Finally, in 2015, he raised over $200,000 for the American Cancer Society in an auction that he set up at a golf club. Very charitable, loves his local community, down to earth, blue collar guy, loyal, likable. If he wants to run for Senate in Michigan, I'd be his damn campaign manager. This would be an easy win for me. Greg Campy.
Wow, insane business by you. Listen, I live down the street from good old camp, so I know how he operates. Interesting pick, but I do think that you know what, you make a lot of sense in the way that you kind of made that happen. I must say. You get the next pick though, snake draft. Right back to you.
Yeah, for this one, I thought about a lot of Ivy League coaches. Um, Smarter guys, been with their program for a while. Henderson, McLaughlin, Amaker. I went with James Jones. Been with Yale since 2000. His teams are always good. He's made 6 NCAA tournaments in the past 10 years, including 3 of the past 4. He's a great player developer. He takes guys and he turns them into better players, and probably he turns them into better people too, which is what I'm looking for in my political leaders. He's basically Ivy League educated because he's been at Yale for 25 years or whatever. He probably pulls, a Will Hunting at night and goes around, solves math problems in the hallways on the blackboards. I've never heard anything bad about him. Every coach I've talked to always has glowing reviews of James Jones. I would vote for James Jones. I think he's a likable dude and clearly smart because he's from the Ivy League.
That's a great pick. I like that pick
Thank
a
you.
lot. All right, who else is on my board here? The thing is, like, I could go strategy wise and try to take somebody that you want to draft, but that usually works out bad for me in
I'll tell you
draft.
this. I don't think anyone on my list is going to be on your list.
Now I take that as a threat. Actually, I need to make a power move right here. Hold on one second.
I
I'm
take that
going.
as a threat.
I take that as a threat, and I'm going to the big board.
Go to the big board.
Ooh, where are we at here? Ooh, hold on now. Yeah, I think this is okay. Yeah, this is all right. I know where I'm going here. Good for me. Great for me, actually. I am selecting Coach John Becker, the Vermont Catamounts.
Ooh, I thought, you know what? I didn't have him on my board,
Listen, he went
but
to
it's
a
a great pick.
university
It's a
that goes
great
by
pick.
Gallaudet and Catholic. I have no clue about that, but it's in Washington, D.C. My dog understands policy. He knows what's going on. He grew up around it. He's in the American East Conference. He's tapped in. He's from Connecticut. That's his area. I get it. I like the way he operates. Is he the winningest coach in Vermont history?
Yeah, he just passed Tom Brennan like last year.
Winningest coach in history. And I'll be quite frank with you on this one, Tanner. I want your coach as one of my candidates. You're a Catamount. That's who you rock with. I want to steal your coach. So that's who I'm going to pick with this pick on the way back. And then with my second pick, listen, I'm a guy who considers, I'm unk status at the ripe age of 32, but at the same time, I still connect with the younger generation. And this is a coach I always wanted my president to be able to be good in every hood and also good on the aux cord. I will select Coach Drew Valentine of the Loyola
Uh,
Ramblers.
that's a good
Uh,
pick. I like that
elite,
pick.
elite style, elite family man, elite music taste. Also, I think one of the up and coming elite coaches. Go a little bit younger here on this one. Play the long term play for this. So yeah, I will select Drew Valentine for the presidential office.
Yeah, I love the Drew Valentine pick. I talked with Coach Becker 2 days ago. I had my annual preseason interview with him. So I'm gonna have to text him and tell him that you took him in our snake draft of people
Please,
to run for
please,
political
please
office.
do.
Maybe he'll run as like Bernie Sanders' right hand man or something up in Burlington.
Perfect. It is
um,
it is on you, sir, for your next two picks.
so my final 2 picks here. My third pick, I went with Ben Jacobson of Northern Iowa. He's been Northern Iowa's head coach since 2007. He's made 4 tournaments and he made one Sweet 16. He made a big run in the tournament. For me, they're consistently above water in the Valley. They've had winning seasons in 11 of his 19 years there, but they've never been in the basement. In fact, he's the all-time wins leader in the Missouri Valley because of that. Yeah. He is the type of guy that can keep things together in a recession. He's a recession type politician. And I think it's because he looks like an accountant. Like I want to vote for him to be like my local like comptroller or something. And extra points for being a Midwest dude from the Plains, swing state guy. I think he will appeal to a lot of people. Just a trustworthy man, I think, is Ben Jacobson.
That's a very, very solid pick by you on that one.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I have my
Final one for me,
Oh
right?
yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me not skip here. Please talk to me.
All right, final one. I crossed a lot of names off my list for this final one. But I ultimately, this might be a hot take one. I went with Joe Gallo of Merrimack. who
Ooh,
helped Merrimack transition to the D1 level.
hold on. Now.
One, he
This is a little divisive. Didn't Mr. Gallo have some things going on?
I don't think so. Did he?
I thought didn't he get this didn't he get dismissed from Bryant or fired for reasons?
From Bryant?
Am I thinking about the wrong coach here? I might be.
I think he might be.
Okay, I probably
Um,
am. Also, your light went out, which is not good
yeah,
for your pick.
I got it. I got
Oh,
it. Look, helped Merrimack, and also if anyone knows if I'm wrong about this, let me know because I will take him off my list. Helped Merrimack transition to the D1 level, won the NEC regular season title in his first year there. They weren't eligible to make the postseason, but then he transitioned to the MAC, the Metro Atlantic, finished second in the regular season in his first year there. He knows what he wants to do, which is run his funky 2-3 zone that nobody can figure out. And he coaches guys into that system. He has a vision and he's committed to his vision and he gets guys to buy into his vision. He's also super loyal. He's never jumped ship. He's helped his team transition up and up. He just signed a new 10-year contract to stay in Merrimack. He also played at Merrimack, where he studied management and then got a master's in organizational leadership because he can manage a basketball team and he can manage the political needs of his constituents, i.e., me. I like Joe Gallo.
all right, Joke out the pick. All right, with my last pick, and as it currently stands, I have Drew Valentine, I have Pat Kelsey, and I already forgot. I already forgot. I got John Becker. My apologies. Now with the last pick here, I need to finish strong on this one. I feel like I've had a consistent theme here, but I need to go a little bit more. I need a seasoned vet, I think, at this spot. And I would be remiss if I didn't pick someone who has longevity, the most wins in the history of the school, of a conference, a guy that embodies a school, a guy that is a spokesperson for a school, a guy who, whether it's basketball or I even think back to the time where, there was things going on in the world, we look to speak to this person. I'm gonna take Tom Izzo at Michigan State. I
That's
think he's
fair.
someone that brings the people together. And I look back on this one when Michigan State had the tragedy with the school shooting a little bit ago. There was a candlelight vigil that was held, and the word that Tom Izzo spoke literally almost brought me to tears. I think he's a great person, great man, and someone that I think can bring people together and has done it for a long time. So yeah, give me Tom Izzo with the last
He
pick.
was on my short list too. That's a really good pick.
Yep, that'll do it for me. All right. So can you please state your final list of candidates?
So your four were Pat Kelsey, Denzel Valentine, Tom Izzo, and John
Drew
Becker, right?
Valentine.
Drew Valentine. Oh my God, sorry. I
I
don't know
love Denzel
why.
too, though.
Oh my God, yeah. Drew Valentine. And my four were Greg Campy, James Jones, Ben Jacobson, and Joe Gallo.
All right, I feel good about those. Please let us know down below in the comments who you think picked the right candidates for this race. Topic number two today. Listen, I'm a guy that likes a little appetizer, as you can tell by my frame, right? So we have a little mailbag segment coming up next for topic three, but this is just a little appetizer. We do a little mini mailbag here where Tanner will have three questions for me from his mailbag, and I will have three questions from him. Now, there was no parameters put on this. He can ask me whatever he wants. I hope he doesn't really ask about my personal life, with all due respect. Hope it's all college basketball. But if he does, I have no choice but to answer this. So we are going to go back and forth, three questions each. I call this topic two the mini mailbag portion of the episode. Tanner, do you understand the rules? Are you ready? Do you have your questions ready to go?
I do. Would you like me to ask you the first question?
Lead us off.
All right, I'm putting you on the spot here as the mid-major representative of Sleepers Media. Pick your mid-major dog this season. Player, team, or conference. Who are you riding with? Who's your darling?
Ooh. Okay, so I'm not saying this just because they were good last year, because it's a totally different situation, right? New Mexico is my pick,
Okay.
but the reason I'm picking New Mexico is just for these few reasons. One, I love the pit. The pit sounds incredible. I want to go to a game at the pit. I think that,
I think it's one of the best basketball arenas in the
like,
nation.
I want to watch a game there so bad. It looks fun. I got to figure out a way to get out there. Two, they got Eric Olin there, right? The coach now.
Yep.
Did great things at his previous stop. I think he's one of the up and coming coaches. I think this is once again another stop till he goes to a bigger job. Unfortunately, that's kind of how things go with these really good mid-major guys. And then last but not least here, I was the biggest fan of all time of the USC transfer who is now at New Mexico. His first name's escaping me. How could I forget this?
Kevin Patton.
Kevin Patton, yes, had a
Yeah.
really good freshman year at San Diego, then transferred to USC, and for some reason just couldn't find his way onto the court at all for USC. I think he has great size, great instincts. I think he's going to become a really, really good player, and I think he's going to have the opportunity to do so and be comfortable doing so at New Mexico. So I'm gonna go with the Lobos for this pick, and like great logo, great jerseys, and just Lobos in general. So I'm gonna ride with those.
Easy to root for New Mexico. It's always easy. And Eric Olin. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
pick.
easy to root for them. All right, so. My first question, easy one, just to get us started here. There's a lot of conversation surrounded about what's the best conference in college basketball. Some people say that, the Big 12 is head and shoulders above everybody else. Some people say it's a little bit closer than you think. I need you to put in order the rank of the Power Five conferences, and I'm interested to see who you have last.
So the Power Five. So we're talking
Talking
SEC, Big
SEC.
Ten, Big 12, Big East, and ACC.
Yep. We are still
Hmm.
referring to the ACC as a power conference.
Okay. Um, Big 12 is tops for me still. I still think the Big 12 just because of their depth. I think their depth is always elite, and of course they have title contenders at the top, closely followed by the SEC. Could be either or. The SEC was the best conference in college basketball last season, but I think it might flip back this year. I think the Big Ten is a clear three. I think it's like you got tier one, Big 12, and SEC, and then Big Ten is kind of in a tier of its own in three. You can go either way with Big East or ACC. And I think last year the Big East was better than the ACC, in my opinion.
Mm,
But I think this year it's going to flip. I think the Big East is going to have a down year, and I think the ACC is going to have a better year, much better year than last year. So I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to go so Big 12, SEC, Big 10, ACC, Big East. It's my five.
all right, I feel good. All right, thank you for that. I was wondering if you were gonna go Big East or I was very interested to see
Yeah,
what's last
so
in
the
there.
Big East,
I had the Big East personally.
I look at the Big East, and St. John's and Creighton, or I mean, sorry, St. John's and UConn are title contenders.
Mm.
And then what's the next tier? Creighton, Marquette. Like I'm a little low on Creighton's defense. I don't know what's going on. I'm not that high on Marquette. And then the bottom end, and also like Xavier is going to drop off like crazy, and I think that really hurts the Big East.
Mm.
And the bottom of the Big East, I think, is gross, especially this year. And I don't know, like the ACC, like Louisville, like Duke is always going to be amazing. Louisville is going to be really, really good this year. Clemson will always hang on. I think some of the lower level teams might improve. Like I think Miami is going to improve a lot. I think Syracuse could be a little bit better. I think like it can go either way. I'm going to say that the ACC has a bit of an up year while the Big East has a bit of a down year.
Okay, yep. All right, I feel it. Good answers. You're up.
All right, I like this one. If you were playing in a college basketball fantasy draft, who would be your number one overall pick for the upcoming season?
You trying to trick me with this?
Nope. Just an actual question. You can say Braden Smith if you want. You can say Braden Smith. Braden Smith's my like probably number two or three.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna give you my answer, and then also I'm gonna try to guess your your number one answer. So I'm gonna pick Darren Peterson.
Darren Peterson,
I'm
good
gonna pick
pick.
Darren Peterson because I think he's gonna have to do so much for that team. I think he's gonna be in a spot where, like it's him and Flory basically, and then some
Mhm.
role players I think around him. And I just think that he's a do-it-all combo guard that I think will fill up the stat sheet. I'd also like as a bonus to take a guess on who you would pick.
Go
Is
ahead.
it Bennett Sturts?
It's not Sturts.
Damn it.
JT Toppin.
Really? Okay, but like, all
I
right, so JT Thompson's gonna be good though, but you gotta think like fantasy, that's gotta be like you gotta fill up the stat sheet to get fantasy points.
I ran through Bart Torvik's player projections for
Mm.
every single player this year, and I then added up all the points, rebounds, and assists per game, and he projects Toppin with the most PRA per game this season at 32.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Do you
I'll
remember how much of that
see.
was made up of points and rebounds?
Yeah, I got him right here. Hang on.
Yeah, because I've how much of
Where?
this guy?
All right. Yeah, Toppin's number one with projected at 21.5, 9.5, and 2.
Two.
Dylan Faulkner from Samford is up there. Graham Ike from Gonzaga. That's another one. I think Graham Ike is going to have a huge year in the scoring department.
Yeah, that.
My college basketball fantasy team league, we do where you have to have at least one true frosh on the team,
Mhm.
which is always hard to get. And we always have one keeper. And I think that Peterson's probably going to be the first one taken, right?
Yeah, I think.
Has to be. Yeah.
All right. All right. I like that question. Okay. My question for you is I think we're seeing right now there's a lot of hype surrounding this freshman class and like what it's going to be for the NBA draft, right? I want to consider that let's just for the fun of this exercise, first and second team All-Americans. I want to know how many freshmen make the first and second team All-American team.
Oh man.
So like you obviously you got the Devances, the Petersons, Boozer, Ament. I mean, you can even think of some other guys that you want to maybe throw in here as well that could be very productive. I mean, Arizona's got some good freshmen. Uh,
Yeah. So so
how
just
many?
so just how many make the among the 10 of the top?
Yes, if any, in your opinion.
No, I think a few will make it. Um, you're right. So Boozer, I think Boozer's on there, and I think AJ's on there.
Hmm.
Um, Peterson. Who else am I thinking of? I, I, it might just be those three. Well, Mikel Brown.
Kel
That
Brown.
might be the fourth. I think. Is there another guy that I'm missing of those four?
I mean, I'm looking at like I'm just thinking about the top recruit. I mean, you have Darius Acuff, you have Nate Ament. Not sure how you feel about him. He's on that list as
I
well.
don't think I think Amen's good. I don't think he'll make an All-American team. I think the over/under is 3.5.
Yeah, maybe any chance a Houston freshman makes it, like a Sanak?
I don't think so. I
Okay,
think they're not going to score at an elite level, and Uzon's going to carry that offense.
okay. All right, so you put the number at three.
I would 3.5, yeah, 3 or 4. I'll stay conservative and say three make it. I'll say something like Boozer, Peterson, and AJ, something like that.
I'm gonna think.
That's a really tough question.
I'll say you think back to last year, and I don't have it in front of me, but off recent memory, I mean Cooper Flag made it. Obviously, he's an All-American National Player of the Year.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there was another freshman that made first or second team. I don't think so. Like, I mean, you think about the some of the draft picks that went. Trey Johnson wasn't. VJ Edgecombe didn't.
Let's
Ace
see
Bailey, Dylan Harper
here.
did not.
No, there was one. The only Frosh on the first or second teams last year was Cooper Flag because it was Broom, Clayton, Flag, Sears, Smith, Haggerty, Jones, Lewis, Tanji, Toppin.
Yeah. So and then so you got that number going up three this year, which I think is right for what it's worth.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was only like two. Also, like one of those guys doesn't dominate for the entire season.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go three and say the over under should be 3.5, juice to the under.
All right. I feel good about that.
My final question, right?
Yep.
All right, very simple one. Cassius Winston or Draymond Green?
This is the tough question for me, man. Because
As a Sparty fan.
so here's how I break it down. Draymond was a better basketball player than Cassius was. Like Draymond was National Player of the Year. Like Cash was just not that. But as far as like what he did for the program and what he meant to me,
I know, I know.
there's not a
That's why it's a
more
tough question.
beloved Spartan than Cassius Winston. I don't want that to take away from what he did, but the answer to that is Draymond, but also like
I think it's fair. I think it's if you take everything into account that it's Draymond by a hair, but I needed to hear it from a
it's
Sparty fan.
now you got me wanting to pin you against yourself. Who's Vermont's two best players of all time?
Um, oh my God, I'm blanking on the name right now. He played in '05. Um, hang on. I can't believe I'm blanking on the best player ever. Oh, Taylor Coppenrath. Taylor Coppenrath and TJ Sorrentine were elite.
What about didn't you have what was his last Lamb was his last name?
Anthony Lamb, he made the Rockets team for a while.
Yeah.
But Coppenrath and Sorrentine won a tournament game. And Coppenrath was amazing for like 4 straight years. Ryan Davis, and it was up there. My favorite Catamount ever, Ben Shungu, who was our two guard from like 2018 to like 2022. He played at South Burlington High School, walked on the Vermont team, and by year 5 in the program, he was scoring like 18 points a game and just had an elite bag. He was so sick. And that final year, so he played basketball in Burlington for 9 seasons, and then that final year, him and Ryan Davis took Arkansas to the last second in the first round. I really thought that was the year that Becker would get his first round win, but that team dominated the America East. I think so. Their starting 5 lineup had like the highest net rating of any starting 5 lineup in the nation. That team lost only one. Yeah, they lost one game from December 10th on. Yeah, that was an elite team.
You lock in. All right, that wasn't my last question, though. That's a little bonus one. My last true question here. Who's the first coach that's fired this season?
Basketball?
Basketball.
Oh man. So, guy that's already on the hot seat. Oh man, I don't know. It's tougher to decide in basketball.
Or just to make it easier, maybe even not the first coach fired, because maybe no one gets fired. Maybe the first coach to leave.
Like mid-season.
Yeah, or like maybe even towards the end, no one gets fired, but at the end of the season, a coach leaves for another job. I think it's more of a chance someone gets fired, though.
I kind of want to say this is kind of a weird one, but I kind of want to say Archie Miller at Rhode Island.
Archie Miller.
I've been wanting Archie Miller to get canned from Rhode Island for like 3 years.
I can see he just ends up just going to coach with his brother, be on
Yeah,
staff.
something like that. It's a sneaky one. Shaheen Holloway. I don't think that's working out very well
Yeah,
at Seton Hall.
rough.
He caught lightning in a bottle with that with the St. Peter's teams. But if you look back at his Metro teams, it's the same problem he's having now. He coaches elite defenses. He has no idea what he's doing on offense. He can't even call if you ask him to like drop a play out of like a blob, he can't do it. And that was the problem that everyone could have foreseen, and everyone was all hyped on him. But now, I mean, Seton Hall is far and away the worst team in the Big East. They haven't been good in a few years. Yeah, I think that's a sneaky get canned midseason type of team.
I like that pick. I was gonna say like maybe Jerome Tang could be in that spot. Also,
I do
the
think
other one
that
that
there
came to mind
is.
was Red Autry at Syracuse, only because I think Syracuse should be better this year. Like they have some talent on that team. He needs to pick it up.
Yeah. I think Tang is a really sneaky one because there's a legit chance that entire like transfer laden roster just doesn't fit at all. And then they fall on their face, and then Haggerty's scoring 20 points per game, but he's on like, 40, 20, 60 splits, and the team's just dreadful. Yeah, there's a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if their fans get pissed after picking up an All-American candidate.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And you look, listen, that run that they had with Noel and Keontae Johnson is very far removed now. Like
Yeah.
it's not that far removed, but it's far enough removed where these stinky seasons are starting to kind of pile up on them. But all right, that was a fun little mailbag. I love a good mailbag, by the way. Bring back the mailbag. I think we might have to keep this as a thing, but let's go ahead and get to topic 3. Topic number 3 today, we have another voice note mailbag episode. This is coming from the Discord. If you ever wanted to participate in this, I think we might make this a thing moving forward where we have Monday mailbag episodes and we will take voice notes from the Discord, play them on the episode, and then we will answer them. We start today with a voice note from Guy.
Hey fellas, I haven't sent in a voice note yet. I'm just calling in because Tanner, I know you're more of an America East guy, but like that's in the Northeast, and I know we're not going to be good this year, but can I hear the argument about Syracuse potentially making the tournament that doesn't just involve Kyan becoming his father? Preferably, sort of a realistic thing. Fire Autry as well. Yeah, Fire Autry always.
So, Guy, I came prepared for this one.
Let's hear it.
I've got a four-pronged argument for why Syracuse could make the tournament. The upside.
Let's hear it.
Point one. My very early power ratings have Syracuse ranked 62nd nationally. That's like, kind of close to the bubble. Another ACC team in Virginia, infamously made the first four a couple seasons ago after finishing 68th in Ken Palm. They don't have to improve mightily. I would say maybe 3 to 4 points in net rating across the season to sneak like firmly onto the bubble. I think my second point here, positive close game regression in itself might help you get there. By my count, Syracuse went 2-8 in games decided by 6 points or fewer last season. The only two wins were the first two of the season against Lemoyne and Colgate, which meant they lost 8 straight two-possession games to close the year. That sample does not include the triple overtime 9-point win over Boston College, but it mostly still stands. Point three, I can actually kind of see the vision for the backcourt. Syracuse too much mid-range last season. Nathan George was a really inefficient point guard at Georgia Tech, but that offense had negative spacing and was all about downhill driving George to Ndongo lobs. If you pair him with Donnie Freeman and ball screens, who averaged like 1.4 points per possession as a roller last year in limited usage, you slide JJ Starling, who's awesome, off ball and just let him do what he does best, which is score. And then you throw Nate Kings like in the corner or out wide to space things out because he can shoot 45% from deep. All of a sudden, you might have something there, like a little spread pick and roll attack, especially if Autry can keep upping the tempo. That's a more dangerous offense than whatever they had last year and could help offset what should be another questionable defense. But this is the biggest one and the most questionable point. But point four, the 4-star freshmen have to all reach their 99th percentile outcomes, specifically White in the front court alongside Freeman. Syracuse was really good at running high-low actions last year with Lampkin and Freeman. Maybe White could do the same thing, and maybe he brings a little bit more of a physical rim presence to a team that allowed 35 points per game last year. It requires a lot of things to go right, but that's the pitch.
All right. No Kai and Anthony mentioned in there?
Nah, I probably bench guard. If he's good, that's good. But I think it's really it's to me it's George, Starling, Kings, that 3-man backcourt. If they can do if Autry can put them in the right places to succeed, Syracuse's offense could be far more efficient than it was last year. Where it was deadly and fun because Starling was a good off the dribble scorer, but it wasn't very organized. And I think a good spread pick and roll attack with those three could be very much more consistent.
There you have it, Guy. All right, next we have Greg.
Hey guys, Tanner, Cart, big fans, longtime podcaster, coworker, first time caller, so bear with me. This is gonna be weird. I hate the sound of my own voice. So anyways, thanks for doing this. Tanner, I know you're a big college football guy too, and how does it feel to be so right about Clemson and Dabo Swinney? You nailed that one. That was cool. And two-parter here. So, Tanner, how good does it feel? And then Carter, how bad does it feel to be so wrong about Kurt Signetti? I'll hang up and listen, guys. Thanks.
First of all, a podcaster who hates the sound of his own voice is a funny concept to think about.
I actually hate the sound of my own voice.
Really? No, man. You guys have great voices. Don't put yourself down.
I said this before, and I don't know if people actually believe me. I don't listen to anything I do.
Really?
Do not.
Oh, wow.
Can't do it. It makes me cringe.
I get that.
Yeah, so I just so go ahead, take your Clemson victory lap until I apologize to Kirsinetti.
Every Saturday, I wake up, I make my coffee, I sit down, I do my morning work, and then I sit down to hate watch Clemson and Dabo. And I just text Greg and I just go, I'm thinking of you, man. And how it just feels so good. I think they're already out of the ACC picture. No way they're making the college football. I think they're out. Like I think we're 4 weeks into the season, and I don't think Clemson has a shot at making the playoff because
Yeah,
I think Miami's gonna win the ACC.
yeah.
Miami's really good. Miami's amazing,
It
and just
also
that,
it also seems like half of Clemson's team has quit on Dabo.
yeah, and also I mean it's just like the only guy on defense playing defense right now is the Purdue transfer. So it's like, hey, Dabo, why don't you instead of relying on this on all this returning production with a capped ceiling, go get some more guys.
Yeah.
And also the turnover regression is just coming. It's just come all the way back, and it feels good, man.
Yeah, good regret. Hey, I'm glad that you're enjoying that. I am enjoying it too, for what it's worth. Dabo is very deserving of this. To the Kurtzinetti point, I've already done it a 90 million times on this week's episodes and segments. I apologize. I apologize to Indiana football. I apologize to Kurtzinetti. He's one of them ones. I respect it. I believe it now. Yeah, listen, I needed that to happen to get over the fact that you went to the college football playoff last year and punted when you were in the opponent's 40-yard line. This helped me get over that. So respect the Indiana football, respect the Curcinetti. Also, I hope he enjoys his next job. I'm not sure what's going to open up, but it won't be Indiana football. I'll say that.
Alabama, Alabama, Chris Signetti at Alabama. I don't
Hey,
know. I'm
if
putting it out there.
DeBorges' doors blown off this weekend, which he might at Georgia, by the way.
Mhm.
It might happen. Next we have Sleeve Nash.
Hey guys, it's Miss Nash. Sleeves out, back pressure washing the mower blade, so I'm filling in today. Anyway, I'm curious how Stojakovic's game translates when he's up against Big Ten defenders.
We got Mrs. Nash on the podcast. Shout out to Miss Nash. As Sleeve is power washing his backyard, which by the way, underrated, like one of those, man, it just feels good to do is when you power
Power
wash.
washing is so fun.
It's
Power washing is
how
so fun.
satisfying. I didn't really realize it until home ownership, how satisfying power washing
It's
is.
the best. It's the best. Yeah.
It's elite. All right, I'll throw it
Do
to
you
you
want to go
first.
first?
No, please
You
you.
want me to go first? All right. I think there's an argument. There's two arguments here. Um, on the one hand, he was kind of a skinny downhill driver who's not a great off-ball shooter or passer. So, is there an adjustment period against bigger Big Ten defenders and like bigger Big Ten front courts? Does he see his finishing efficiency go down? Can you use him on ball in Underwood's offense if he doesn't take a leap as a passer because you already got Petrovic? On the other hand, his second year leap was incredible. Added like 15 pounds, became much bigger, an amazing rim finisher, became a big dude who battled through all sorts of contact en route to a 40% free throw rate and 8 paint points per game. His cutting and rim attack efficiency increased substantially year over year. And he was toiling away on that dreadful Cal team with no spacing. So he should have more room to operate underneath, which I think will help him a lot. And the defense was monstrously improved last year because he put on strength and size. I think he could be a really good two-way wing, and I'd let him play on ball as kind of a secondary shot creator. I'm leaning towards like the latter, more optimistic projection. I think he's a big enough dude to handle this league and do what he does best, which is downhill driving. He's an amazing downhill driver.
Yeah, and to that point as well, I think sometimes you got to make the distinction between like, is this guy a bad, like a good stats, bad team guy, and it's because of him, right? Or is it because, the inverse of that, which is kind of where I lead with Stojakovic. I think that even looking at Illinois, playing him next to Kylan Boswell and Mihailo Petrovic, playing him even next to Big T in the front court, who can also space the floor and shoot the ball extremely well. I think he's going to have space to operate, to your point. And as far as like a player that, maybe you don't believe in the handle, and I don't even know if he necessarily needs it, but I think he has the size and the I don't even know what the word is, but the ability to get to his spot.
Yep.
To where if he's able to get there, I think he's going to be able to score the ball at a high level. I'm a big Stojakovic fan. Even back to high school, I just love what he did there. He's an underrated athlete, high pedigree kid. I think that he's going to be able to show that he can contribute at a high level to winning basketball with Illinois. So
If
I
he
am
could
excited
just
to watch
fix
that.
if he could just fix the jump shot,
But the thing is,
the catch and shoot
I
jumper,
believe in the jumper. The jumper, like it visually isn't bad.
yeah, it just doesn't go in.
Yeah. So just make it go in. Get
Make
on the gun. Get
it,
out
yeah,
the
we're
hyperbolic.
saying that about an Illinois player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
See, we were doing so good till we got to that point. Next one comes from Mutant Matt.
Good morning, fellas. I just got the email. I'm going to the Final Four. I'm pretty stoked. I won the lottery. I feel this is like the best thing that's ever happened to me my entire life. So my question today is, since you guys are Final Four veterans now, what advice would you have to a first-time Final Four participant like me?
I've never been. So
Oh, we got to get you there.
yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it.
It's in Indy. It's in Indy this year. Come link up with the gang.
Oh, absolutely. All right, we'll do it.
All right, let's do it.
We'll make it happen.
But man, like truly a very, very fun experience. It's amazing too. I think for you, Mutant Matt, you're a Purdue fan. Like if Purdue gets there, you're gonna be just surrounded by peers basically in your own state. And like it is kind of it's just a conglomerate of people that love college basketball, fans, media, everything in one spot. Like there's coaches from everywhere you get to see. It's great. The one thing I would say is when I went to my first one, um, I just did like all the things they have available because they have like all types of events, right? You can go watch like the Reese's senior game. You can they got like a little 3-on-3 tournament a couple years ago that was hosted by Titus and Tate, RIP by the way. And like you just got all types of stuff you could participate in, and it's fun to be around fans of your team, also fans of other teams. It's like respectful, it's fun to do that as well. And there's nothing like watching your team in a Final Four. So yeah, good on you for winning that lottery. That's amazing on that. So
I
hope
don't
to
think
see
I
you
don't think
there.
they make it, but I hope that Purdue makes it for
Oh,
you, Matt. I hope
Tanner.
that Purdue makes it for you. I
Yeah,
hope they do.
there you go. There, you got to show a little bit of love there. All right, we have Gavin next.
What's going on, fellas? I may be a Spartan dog, but I'm also a Detroit Lion. After this Monday night victory against the Ravens, I need a pulse check on the Lions. This is mostly for Card, but how are we feeling after 3 weeks so far?
Well, first of all, everyone who panicked after week one, you're not back yet. You're still on probation. You're not allowed. Did you panic after week one, Tanner?
I panicked before the season. I was pretty out on the Lions, but I thought the coordinators and the offensive line turnover was going to be too much for them. I was wrong. Dan Campbell's that dude. The Lions are still very good.
Yeah, Dan
The
Campbell.
Ravens defense is a huge issue, but
Yeah.
the Lions are still very good, and Dan Campbell is absolutely that dude. They'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a massive win for the Lions. A win that was much needed. Feeling 1-2 with how the season started doesn't really feel right. You back up a great offensive performance against the Bears with a really good offensive performance against, a defense that I think has its issues, but talented defense with Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton and things like that. And, you find yourself in a spot where, you are able to get a win against a Super Bowl caliber opponent in the AFC. You feel good about that. And, I think you're seeing that, you know, John Morton, the new offensive coordinator, still has some tricks up his sleeve. It's not just Ben Johnson that can do it. Shepard is doing a lot of good adjustments with the defense. I was an unreal defensive performance against the really good offense of the Ravens. So, yeah, feeling really good about it. And yeah, we don't miss you, Ben Johnson. Just let that be known, brother. Enjoy your time over there with your very, very emotionally fragile quarterback. I got Jared Goff on my side. God bless it.
The
Um,
Bears look good last week, though.
yeah,
I
yeah, they
I
did. They
I
did.
saw something. I saw a
I
stat.
could put up 192 yards and one touchdown against the Cowboys defensive backs right now.
I saw a stat where the Cowboys are playing the second most zone defense in the NFL right now, and they're allowing 9.5 yards per attempt, which is like 2 yards more than any other team in the league.
Yeah,
They're playing zone. I think it's Eberflus, right? Is the defensive coordinator?
yeah,
He's doing nothing. He's playing zone and just letting it get carved up. It's insane.
yeah. They stink. It is. They like the Giants put up 90 against that team, and the Giants couldn't even do anything in the last. Like they're just bad. It is what it is. Next we have another Sleeve Nash recording here.
Hey guys, it's Miss Nash. Sleeves out, back pressure.
Oh wait, what is that the same?
Yeah,
Put
he resent it into the different group chat.
Oh, come on now. All right. Shout out to Mrs. Nash once again, though. I appreciate the question. All right, War Chant.
I keep seeing all this on the internet about this thing racing through our solar system, 3I Atlas. Some people think that it's an alien spaceship. Do you think that you will be ever face to face with an alien? And what would you do if you were face to face with an alien? Also, who do you have in the big game between Penn State and Oregon? I once went to State College to watch Illinois play at Penn State during a whiteout. And I thought that those were aliens. There was no other place on earth like State College.
Warchant with the extraterrestrial question and some other things that surround it. I have come face to face with a couple aliens before. Now I can't confirm if they are aliens or not, but me and my men's league is very alien-esque. I must say, special prospect, does a little bit of everything. Bit of a head case, but definitely has some alien tendencies. I think that aliens are eye guys and they really just step up in the moment. They're not really get it out the mud guys, so I can't associate myself with them. I have Oregon in the big game, and I have to respect the whiteout. That is one of the craziest things of all time. I love when the whiteout games come across, and two things come out of that. One, we get a graphic from Penn State that literally just says in big letters, white
Whites
only,
only, yeah.
whites only, which is crazy. And then second of all, we get the clip of like Michigan a few years ago when they had Shea Patterson and like Mo Bamba's blasting and they had like 9 straight false starts. Crazy environment.
Yeah. I want to answer this in reverse because I got Penn State. I think Penn State's winning. I don't think they've shown a single thing on tape so far. And I think they had a bye week last week. I think Oregon's 4 blowouts mean nothing. I think everyone's kind of readjusting and propping up Oregon a bit too much. I'm not all the way in on Dante Moore yet. I'm still unsure if he's the guy. Schematically, I think Penn State plays a lot of shell, stops the Oregon explosives. Also, the Ducks, like their 2 most important skill position weapons are true freshmen in a hostile environment. I think Penn State will be able to run the ball. I also think we get some weird Andy Kotelnicki shit that he's been keeping under wraps specifically for this game. Aller design runs, some kind of reverse flea flicker for an explosive, tons of motion, stuff like that. Regarding aliens, I would challenge one of them to one-on-one basketball game and then show them Austin highlights. That's what I would do.
That'd be you got to. I mean, nothing hits like those Tavon when you hear that beat drop, man. It's special thing. I can't wait to show my son Tavon Austin highlights when he can actually understand it. He did watch a lot of Bron highlights when he was when I was on paternity leave. But
Nice.
moving
Nice.
on, Isaiah from NYC.
What's going on, sleepers? It's your boy Isaiah from NYC. I just had this one thing to say to G Wiz. You feel me? The other day we had a back and forth about St. John's and Michigan, and I told you that Dylan Darnold will have a better season than Elliott Cadeau statistically. And when I said that, you was quiet and you moved on to another topic. And I want to know, are you interested in that bet? If I win the bet, no, you don't have to give me money. I'm not interested in that. But what I do want you to do is wear a Dylan Darnold St. John jersey, which I will provide for a whole week in sleepers.
All right, listen. I know,
First of all, I'm with him on that. I think Dylan Darling's going to have a better season than Elliott Cadeau.
dog. I think Dylan Darling is sawed off Tyler Kolek. I just need Patino to really recognize that immediately. I love Darling's game for what it's worth. I know Greg though, he would take this bet. So on behalf of Greg, I am accepting this bet. And I'd also like to say, like Isaiah, I know that your name is Isaiah from NYC, but now it's confirmed that you are Isaiah from NYC. That was about the thickest New York accent I've heard. Respect to you, my friend. Would love to know your bodega order. Would love to know if you enjoy good chopped cheese and whatnot. Word to my mother, whatever you say out there. The accent's elite.
I'm
But
walking here.
I'm walking here. That's Boston.
No, I'm walking here.
I'm walking here is Boston, isn't it?
I think I'm walking here is New York.
All right, Isaiah.
Boston's park my car in Harvard Yard, and then New York is I'm walking here.
You know what? I'm not going to question you on the.
You're from Michigan.
Yeah,
I'm from the Northeast. This is
I
my
gotta.
territory.
You're right. I'm out of pocket there. Let me lean on you for that. All right, we have Trevor Salee. Oh.
All right, guys. Sorry if you can't hear me. I am on my way to work. But wanted to throw a voice note out here for you. I want you guys to build me a coach. But I want you to use all aspects, not including the actual coaching part of the job. So I want media, I want transfer portal, I want recruiting, I want their ability to get in a ref's ear. Blanking on other aspects of this, but I think you guys are crafty enough to come up with some other cool options here. So build me a coach, but the aspects are everything except the actual coaching part of the job. Thanks, guys.
The only thing I have for this is Fran McCaffrey to get in an ear.
He is
That's
a good. He
yeah.
is good.
Otherwise, I have no idea on this question.
Izzo's pretty good at getting in coaches' ears and getting his way too.
The Fran
Fran
referee stare down.
The FranCon 5.
Yeah, the referee stare down was gold. I it's stuck in my head.
Why would you bring that game up? Why would you do that?
Well, we're building a coach who can get in refs' ears.
Yeah, he getting there. All right, so I'll go like this. If it's recruiting, I think I want to go John Shire.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I think recruiting will be Shire. I think transfer portal. Ooh, who do you think does the best in the portal?
You know, I hate to say this, but Penny Hardaway is all right.
What?
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Come on now.
I think he builds teams okay and then doesn't coach them right.
But
maybe not the best.
I mean,
Pat Kelsey had the best transfer cost this past
it
year.
probably is Pat Kelsey. I'll also say Todd Golden too. Like he literally recruited You got Clayton, Martin. You got Clayton, Martin, and Richard out the transfer port, and Chinlelu.
Yeah.
Let's go Pat Kelsey though. That class.
Pat Kelsey.
That class is crazy. I will Kelsey. The last one I want to throw in here. My coach got to know how to dress, so give me Drew Valentine for that.
Nice. That's a good pick.
Picks, elite fits at all times. Give me that. All right, we have DK Baldy 2 rings.
Good morning, Tanner and Carter. It's DK. I was listening to Rothstein's pod, and he did 10 non-conference games that he's most excited about. And I was wondering, obviously it doesn't have to be 10, but what are some non-conference mid-major games that you guys are excited about, and why should we be excited about them? All right. Thanks a lot for doing this. Talk to you soon.
All right, Carter, let me cook. I love this damn question.
The floor has never been more yours in the history of Sleepers. Tanner, please cook.
This is right in my wheelhouse. I wrote down 10 in no particular order. Number 1, Albany Cup, Siena versus Albany, Friday, November 21st. Siena's my current favorite of the MAC, or the Metro Atlantic, the MAC. Albany, surprisingly, has won the last 2 editions of this rivalry game, mostly by using strength and size to rip apart Siena at the rim. Dwayne Kelly's good recruiter, not a good coach, but he has added a bunch more size and strength again this year. I'm really fascinated to see if Forum transfer guard Will Richardson could actually re-find any semblance of offensive form after a brutal year in the scoring department. Siena returns its top 4 scorers. Coach McNamara is looking to make a classic year 2 jump. 5'11" point guard Justice Schultz is a dude. 28% assist rate, 45% free throw rate. Struggled in this rivalry game last year. I'm also wondering if X Factor Albany native Marcus Jackson can make his impact on this kind of all-important game. My early power ratings make Siena a 5-point favorite on the neutral with a 145-point total. Number 2, VCU South Florida, Wednesday, November 26th. If you're not a mid-major basketball fan and you need a team to hitch your wagon to this year, VCU. Phil Martelli Jr., son of Phil Martelli, that used to coach at St. Joe's, young up-and-coming star, built a super fun Bryant team last year that dominated the America East, runs a crazy fast up-tempo rim attack offense, and has some really fun offensive pieces. I mean, the Bryant transfers, Barry Evans and Keyshawn Mitchell, stupid athletic, both can shoot, handle, pass. UConn transfer, Noel, he's trying to rebuild his career at the A10 level. Jadarian Tracy from Oregon, kind of a shot-making dog. And Tyrell Ward is a potential 40% three-point shooter. And the VCU defenses rock. They are so fun. They ISO and rim funnel everything into like this kind of big drop, and then they actively try to block everything at the rim. Bryant last year recorded double-digit blocks in 6 games, peaking with a 15 block effort against Albany one time. South Florida, great new head coach in Brian Hodgson from Arkansas State. Another really fast up-tempo offense, so this will be a high-scoring game. Very stout drop coverage defense. Fascinating to see how his transfer-laden roster comes through. I think he brought in 2 Arkansas State guys and a D2 All-American, Wes Ennis, averaged over 20 points per game last year. I make VCU a 1-point neutral court favorite. Number 3, this is an exciting one. St. Mary's Boise State. Sunday, December 14th. Boise has won back-to-back meetings over the past 2 years with St. Mary's, which is like wildly impressive, by a combined 5 points. These games are always low scoring. They're always tight grinders. But Boise used to have drop coverage game breakers in Degenhart and Stanley. And, Randy Bennett's drop coverage is the best in the nation. They're both gone now. So who steps up? Is it Andrew Meadow? He's the second leading returning scorer in the Mountain West, by the way. Or is it one of the power conference transfers in guard Dylan Andrews from UCLA, who I think is going to have a big year, or Drew Fielder from Georgetown? On the other end of the court, I think this is going to be the Mikey Lewis I've arrived game. I'm so high on this kid. I think he takes a massive step forward this year as one of the best mid-major guards in the sport. I make Mary's a 1-point favorite with a 128-point total. Number 4, High Point at UAB, Friday, November 14th. High Point lost his coach, yes, to Creighton. Top assistant, Flynn Clayman got the job. I don't expect a big scheme change. I think this team is loaded. They brought in a ton of transfers, but the backcourt trio of Rob Martin, Vince DeBrady, and Scotty Washington is going to be electric. Just got to hope that they find their way together. For Andy Kennedy and UAB, remember the name Ahmad Robinson. Kid is an electric factory at point guard. Turns the ball over like 100 times a game, but he's so quick and twitchy, gets to his spots with ease, elite passing vision. I think this will be a really fun backcourt challenge, including home court advantage. I make UAB a 3-point favorite. Number 5, Illinois State, Utah State on Saturday, December 13th. I'm just really excited to watch this Illinois State offense. I think Chase Walker is one of the best offensive players in the nation. The Redbirds are my pick in the Valley because of Walker and all the shooting around him. Like that 4-round-1 motion offense, it's impossible to stop when it's going. Really excited to see if the defense takes any step forward. I'm also interested to see if Jared Calhoun and the Aggies try to run their Northern Kentucky-inspired zone defense against an offense like this, because you could stop Walker with that, but then Jack Daughtry, who's my breakout candidate for Illinois State, and the Redbirds could just shoot over the top and win by 100. Also excited, though, to see if Utah State continues to be an elite catch-and-shoot squad and it's easy to get those opportunities against Illinois State's basically worthless perimeter defense, meaning this could just be a bombs-away, stupid high-scoring game. I project this total at nearly 150. Number 6, Yale, Vermont, Sunday, November 30th. Favorite in the Ivy against favorite in the American East.
Homer pick.
Yep. But that's always a fun game. 2 guys to watch here. Yale's Nick Townsend, who could be one of the best mid-major forwards in the country, and Vermont's Lucas Mari, Spanish pro transfer, who I think is going to be an X factor for the Catamounts this season. I'd make Yale a 3-point road favorite in that one. And then 4 honorable mentions. Does New Haven get its first D1 win against Delaware State on November 15th? St. Louis plays Grand Canyon also on November 15th. UNC Wilmington Radford on November 21st. UNCW might be the best team in the CAA, but Radford might be the best team in the Big South and brought in arguably the mid-major's best transfer portal class. And Liberty Dayton on December 20th I think will be fun. Remember the name Zach Cleveland. Those are the 10 games to watch.
Man, you know what? If no one got me when it comes to mid-major hoop, Tanner, I know that you do, my friend. Make sure you email me that list for what it's worth.
I will.
All right, your Serbian Boiler's up next. YSB, as he sometimes refers to himself.
Ako si brate. I have a question for the man with the elite level Caucasian first name. Tanner, please give me your top 5 most dangerous melanin deficient hoopers for the upcoming college basketball season. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, what's funny about that is that I read a paper or like a article 2 years ago. Tanner is the second whitest name in America. By percentage of people named Tanner, it's the second whitest name. I forget what the first one was. Braden Smith, Bennett Sturts, Alex Caravan, Nate Biddle, the Florida front court guys, and Richie Saunders.
That's a pretty good melanin deficient team, I must say. That team will be good for what it's worth. All right, last one, Tommy Deuce.
Morning, gentlemen. First question is for Matt Painter, Hater, Tanner McGrath. What would you say Matt Painter's biggest weakness is as a head coach? Second question is for Carter. How many beers could an Oscar Clough crush if an Oscar Clough could crush beer?
I'll take the Matt Panner question seriously. I thought his early Purdue teams were unquestionably elite on the defensive end, and I will give it to Painter that he's managed to like change his ways as his career goes on, which I respect a lot. I hate coaches that get stuck in their ways. I.e., Rick Barnes is one of those guys that I kind of get sick of his offensive stuff. That said, the past few years, I've hated how Painter has schemed defense. I even during the Edie years, I thought you could move him around a bit and exploit Purdue on some like DHO motion sets. They were too good on offense to stop. But last year, he didn't even try to fix the interior defense with TKR. It got worse as the year went on. Instead, he tried to put the team in this like no middle shallow drop, which not only made them super vulnerable from the perimeter because they allowed a ton of catch and shoots, they were also useless at the rim. And per shot quality last year, Purdue ranked 351st nationally in rim points per possession allowed, 335th in catch and shoot 3 point points per possession allowed. That's not how you coach defense. That's so bad. And I'm just worried that the same thing's going to happen this year. I don't trust TKR as an interior defender, and I'm not that high on Clough as an interior defender either. I think he's a good rebounder, has a lot of good offensive moves. He's just laterally slow, and his last team, they just had to park the bus in a deep drop, and that I think presents a really interesting conundrum for Painter to solve this year. Do you keep trying what you did last year with that no middle, or do you start parking the bus in a deep drop, which I think is what I would do because you would defend the three a little bit better, even though your perimeter defenders I still don't trust. Either way, like those two interior defenders and how Painter handles that, I think is going to decide if this is a national championship level team or not. And if he figures it out, I'll gain immense more respect because the last few years, I don't think he's really figured it out.
Yeah, that's not look, that's fair. That's definitely a fair point. I think the defense athleticism portion of Purdue could be an Achilles heel for them.
Yeah.
To the second part of that question, Oscar Clough, I think, could drink or crush before he calls it quits. I'm gonna say 9 Fosters. Nine. Yeah, and that's spaced out, not all at once, but
Are
nine.
those the big Fosters too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure those are Australian beers, if I'm not.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 9 big Fosters for Oscar Clough. That does it for the voice notes. Thank you for everyone for your submissions. Those are fun. I want to continue doing those, so I think we might make those a thing. But shout out to everyone who submitted. One big thing to end this episode, Tanner. Do you need a second? Because I can go with my one big thing if you need me to.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, here's where I'm at here. I threw out a couple more dollars, bucks, shillings, pesos, whatever form of currency you might want to, go by here to purchase some nicer trash cans, okay?
Oh.
And I thought that'd be good. Visually, you want to have nicer trash cans if they're gonna kind of sit outside the house where they're at. I gotta say this. I know that jobs need to be done. I know that I am not one to tell someone else how to do their job. I would just hope that my trash cans were treated with a little bit more respect by the garbage people. I mean, they come back week after week, and now the top won't go on. The handles are breaking. And you know what? Not sure the last time you bought a trash can. Those things aren't cheap, man. They're not. Trash cans, they carry a little bit of a little hefty price. So I would implore the trash people out there of the world. I respect you. I thank you for your service. Please take it easy on my trash cans and recycling bin. You're killing them.
You know who could fix that problem? Greg Campy, if you elected him as your local congressman. He'd get on that.
Listen, me and Campy would butt heads way too much. Couldn't do it.
My one big thing is my edition of Lindy's Sports College Basketball Preview came in this week, and I have officially started some of my deeper dives into the lower level mid-major conferences like the SWAC. And I don't think I'm doing too well mentally because I kind of like San Diego this year and Steve Lavin. I think they're going to be a lot better.
That's a
So
crazy. That's just the perfect way for me to stop this episode. Steve Lavin San Diego shout is the perfect ending to a great Monday episode. We will be back as always every single day. Content on the channel, full episodes. The October is approaching. That means that exhibition games are approaching. So everybody gear up for college basketball season and don't do so without tuning in to Sleepers Media.